I always ask, and players have different kind of feelings about a team, attitudes about a team, and the expectations can be different too. I want to ask you, where do you see this team right now? You've had some good, you've had some bad, you've probably had some ugly. So where's it been right now, and how do you look at it?
I think that at the beginning of the season, we weren't really sure how to play with each other, but as the practices have went on and we've played together, we're really learning like who's going to do what, and you know where they're going to be on the court, and that helps a lot.
Where do you stand then? What role do you look to play this season?
Basically, just pulling down as many rebounds as I can and being there when they're not able to get to the rim.
The other thing is you're healthy, and that's what Coach talked about, playing without maybe your best ball handler, but you got some other players in there that got some playing time. That has to be a key, too. You're going to have to develop some depth by the end of the year.
Yeah, definitely. Like Cassidy, she isn't meant to be our point guard. She's more of a shooter, and she had to step up into that role, which I really respect her for, because it's hard to play a different position when you've been playing the same one for so long.
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, from a scoring standpoint, who takes up the scoring load? And it's not always an easy thing to do. If it's something you haven't really done a whole lot as an individual, who steps up and scores for this team?
Me. It's a lot of me.
Is that a loaded question?
Yeah, that was a really loaded question. I'm definitely there when they're not able to get there, and they take a lot of the defense off of me, which makes it easier for me, so I couldn't do it without them.
But it takes a different mentality, doesn't it? And, well, I'm going to maybe approach it from this side, too. Is the pressure on you then a little bit more, and do you relish that?
I do enjoy it. I have my really bad days, like at Connorsville. They shut me down really bad. But that also gave like Alex a chance to step up and to make the points, which I was really happy for her. I'm completely okay not making the points as long as we're making them.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because it seems like your chemistry on this team is really good, and nobody cares who gets the credit as long as you win, right?
Yeah, definitely. I love my team. We're like a family.
You know what? The other thing about that is if they're keying on you, talk about what you try to do to get the other players involved to make sure that they are scoring.
Well, there's a lot of times when I'll get yelled at on the bench for passing out when I should have taken a shot or went up with a rebound, but I like to not necessarily take every shot, but I do get yelled at for taking a lot of shots I shouldn't take.
Yeah, but you know what? And I admire you for that, because players sometimes don't know when it is best to shoot or when it is best to pass, and I think you're kind of learning that, right?
Yeah, I'm starting to catch on. There's practices where they're like, just pass it out, and then there's practices where they tell me that I need to be more selfish with the ball. It's just a lot of recognizing when you're open.
Talk about Tuesday, TC game. All of those games are important, and heard a couple of the other guys talk a little bit about just what you guys got to do to win this game. What does it take to beat a Lincoln team on Tuesday night?
We have to show up ready to play. If we're not ready to play, there's no chance, because we have our, like Cassidy said, we have our quarters, and we'll like get lazy for a second, and that's what really knocks us down when it comes to scoring, because you can't have a quarter where you score like 3 points. That really kills us.
Have you had that issue so far where you've kind of taken some quarters off?
Yeah, there are quarters where I'll score a lot of points, and there's quarters where nobody will really score a lot of points, and then there's quarters where somebody will score all the points. It's just really depends on how the defense is playing.
So you're kind of looking for more consistency than anything.
Yeah, definitely. It's really hard because we don't have a very big team, so we get tired really easily.
Last thing for you is you guys develop and the season rolls along. And I know I always ask you guys to look into your crystal ball, but can this be a very competitive team when the sectional rolls around?
Oh, definitely. We are out to get it. It's because I was on the soccer team and we won sectionals, so I've already got that under my belt, and it's kind of like feeding the fire. I'm ready for sectionals.